Hey, church, I just wanted to touch a base with you and let you know some of the updates we have coming down the line for us as a church. We're in exciting times. Believe it or not, I'm excited about the future of Bigfork Chapel, and I'm excited about what God has in store for us and for our community. And I was listening to this song just a little bit ago by Hillsong United, Another in the Fire. It's a powerful song. I'm sure you've probably heard it, but I just want to remind you of a couple things that it says to us. The verse says, "There's grace when their heart is under fire. Another way when the walls are closing in. And when I look at the space between where I used to be and this reckoning, I know I will never be alone." And then the chorus says, "There's another in the fire standing next to me. There's another in the waters holding back the seas. And should I ever need reminding of how I've been set free, there's a cross that bears the burden where another died for me. There's another in the fire." Right now, in our culture, in our society, in our country, in our county, in our community, there's a lot going on. But I want you to know this. There's somebody with us. Christ is with us right now. He has not left us behind. He's standing with us. And as we've looked over our past, as we've looked through experiences that we've had, we all have had times where we can look back and see how God has been with us, how Christ has been standing there with us. And he's not changed. He is still doing that. And he's still going to be with us even in the most difficult of times. He doesn't leave us. We have this hope. A hope is an obtainable goal. We have this hope that Christ is with us, will be with us, and will get us through this time. As we move forward as a church, an important verse for us to think about is in 1 Peter chapter 3, verses 15 and 16, and it says, "In your hearts honor Christ the Lord as holy. Always be prepared to make defense to anyone who asks for the reason for the hope that is in you. Yet do it with gentleness and respect." We need to be ready to explain why we have hope. What has Christ done in our lives? How has he brought hope into our lives? Explain it, live it out, live in such a way that the people around us notice something different. And as a church, we're going to be doing that. For several months, we walked through the book of Ephesians, and the book of Ephesians was teaching us, God was teaching us through Paul, that we are supposed to be a church united together for one purpose, and that is to bring people to Christ, to grow in our relationship with Christ, but also to reach beyond the walls of our church. And that is exactly what's going on now. We have been prepared for this. God has been getting us ready for this. And now as a church, we're moving beyond the walls. Church services here at Bigfork Chapel are not canceled, but they are moving. And we are going to be moving to your house. We're moving online. So all of our services from here on out are going to be online until further notice. Sunday mornings aren't going to look the same as they have been, but society doesn't look the same as it has been. So we're going to be moving our services. They're not canceled. They're just moved. And what is going to happen is each week we're going to email you a link to the sermon. It's going to be on our website as well as sermon notes so that you can dive deeper during the week. You can take the sermon. It's going to ask you some questions. It's going to make you think a little bit more, and so you'll take some time to go through that. But also, it's an opportunity for you to connect with other people online. We're going to email you the link to the sermon, but also we're working on getting some kids' resources available to you as well, so that if you have children at your house, we'll have a kids' church service for them as well. It'll be really cool. Now more than ever before, we have an opportunity to intentionally reach. And that's going to be important. We all have to take this on as understanding that it's my responsibility, it's your responsibility, it's our responsibility to share Christ's love. It's just going to be a little more intentional. We get to move forward with our church being distributors of hope. We get to pass out God's love to every person we come in contact with. It's just that we got to be a little more intentional. Looking for our neighbors, looking for opportunities for how we can show care for them, how we can meet needs that they have. One of the things that I'm in the process of finalizing right now is forming what I'm going to be calling my care team. And every single person in the church, I want to make sure that we connect with you on a weekly basis, not just an email, but actual talk to you, find out how you are doing, what you're dealing with, how's work going, how's family going, what are some things that maybe we can join with you in prayer. Is there something that you need? Are you of the population that you can't get out in public because of your health concerns? Can we bring something to you? Can we help you out with that? And so I'm going to be forming a care team that is going to be connecting with you on a regular basis. We'll be joining together in prayer for you. And then we're going to meet each other's needs. Not only our church, but also in our community. You have neighbors that are going to be facing the same thing. So how can we help you help your neighbor? If you hear of something, then do something. And that's going to be key. If you hear of something, if you hear of a need, if you hear of an opportunity that we can partner with you to meet the needs of a neighbor, then let us know. Invite us to help you. There's families who have kids right now with schools canceled, and they're trying to do homework. They're trying to get online. What could we do to help them? There are those who their work is changing. So how can we help them with that? Their schedules are being changed. How can we help with that? Church, this is a great opportunity, and I truly believe that God has something great in store for us. I believe that God has something great in store for you. I believe that the hope that we have experienced is not something just for us, and we talked about this last Sunday. God has planted seeds in our lives to also bring blessings and seeds to other lives, to bring care and concern for others. And so I want to encourage you, church, we're moving forward. We're advancing in 2020.